Lara, thanks so much for taking this time to talk with the Women's Media Center. We are honoring you for your body of work as well as for speaking out about what happened to you.
Thank you.
Looking back at that incident now, how has it changed you? How has it changed journalism?
I knew instantly that I didn't want this to be my dirty little secret. This wasn't my shame to carry. But that's not how you feel. That's the bad part. You know, the good part was that so many women felt that I made something possible.
If you could tell us exactly what happened and how your life was saved.
Well, you know, we had been celebrating, really, with the Egyptian people in the square. I mean, people were so happy to see us. They were so happy in the moment, and they were happy to talk. I mean, one guy had just said, you know, I wanted to tell the guy who created Facebook, thank you, this is your revolution. You should come here and see it because this is what you have done. And so it was a very positive atmosphere. But that was the moment when now Fixer, a young Egyptian guy, turned to me in a face of absolute panic and fear, and said, we have got to get out of here. And that was when people took off running, and I had all these men lock onto me, and they started to grab at my body. I felt them on my breasts, and I felt them, you know, grabbing between my legs, attacking me. There was no escape from that for about the next 30 to 40 minutes.
And in the end, you were saved because you were pushed against women.
Yeah, it was pure chance. I kept stumbling and falling, and I knew I had to get back up on my feet. I knew I had to, you know, I had no chance if I went down. And they came up against a fence, and on the other side of the fence were these tents where a group of Egyptian women and children were on the floor. And I remember falling into the lap of this woman, and she put her arms over me. And I was naked at that point and still terrified because that mob was trying to get at me. But now it was as much about their own women and children as it was about me. And that kind of gave me breathing space for the army to come in and fight their way and beat their way through that crazy baying mob.
After you came forward then, all of these other assault cases, foreign correspondents that had said, I'm not mentioning it, I'm not talking about it because I don't want to get fired, I don't want to be branded, I want my assignments, and if anybody knows about this, they will think that it's my fault.
I think probably for a lot of women, it just kind of comes with the territory. I mean, you don't have to be working to be, you know, sexually harassed. It's something that happens to women all the time. In Egypt, women can't go out after dark without a male escort. What does that do? Reaffirm the traditional idea that you have to have a man present. They increase that dependency of women on men because women aren't free to operate on their own, either professionally or personally. And it reinforces this stereotype that women represent social chaos and men represent social order. So when you start to look at it like that and you realize this isn't just about, you know, whether some guy made me feel uncomfortable or not, or whether it went further than that. This is about denying women the place that they rightfully deserve in society.
And one last question. How do you view the Women's Media Center?
I admire people so much that after, like yourself, after years as a journalist, now you're working still to help other journalists and as a watchdog of the profession, really, which is so important because that's what a democracy is all about. I really respect what the center is doing, and I'm very grateful for what you did in the wake of this attack. I always said I don't want this to define me. This will not define me. My best work is yet to come. And I feel like that every day. God, I wish my best work was here, but it's definitely yet to come.